YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, I'm having so much fun with this. I ain't gonna lie. It's your boy Jaden, super black man, and we're back with another video. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. All right, so we got women doesn't realize her Tinder date is the killer. I'm back with the guys, y'all want to say something?
Don't chat me.
What the fuck was that?
Turbo back with another fucking video, man. You already know fucking about.
Nah, fuck with that. What the fuck was that, Jaden?
Man.
What the fuck was that?
Man, I'm super. I'm super. Look, my mom downstairs. I couldn't say I'm super, nigga. So I just said I'm super.
Nah, let's see boy be back at it again. You know the word.
Yeah, with the guys, and we reacted to this. So like I said, a woman doesn't realize her Tinder date is a killer. Let's get to it.
It's December 1st, 2018.
First of all, I know I just started again, but why is you whispering in my ear like that? Why all these men trying to mess me up today?
CCTV records 22-year-old Grace and her Tinder date, Jesse, getting ready to leave a bar. They had just met a few hours ago. CCTV records 22-year-old Grace and her Tinder date, Jesse, getting ready to leave a bar.
Damn, she around my age.
They had just met a few hours ago, but already they're about to head back to his place. From the outside, everything seemed to be going perfectly well. So well, in fact, that soon after they could be seen heading to a nearby hotel and up to Jesse's hotel room shortly after.
Oh, ready? Oh, he's trying to crush. Now, they met a couple hours ago and he already got her in the hotel room? But I don't want to say nothing. I don't know if she's dead or not. Let me not say nothing yet.
Nobody could have expected that this was the last time Grace would ever be seen alive.
Grace.
Damn, Jody. Oh!
The next day happened to be her birthday.
Oh! Not on the G-Day. Oh! Not on the G-Day. Oh,
I'm about to cry for Grace and I don't even know her, bud. Look at that. Her mom said happy birthday. Oh, my God.
Her last day of her birthday is kind of outrageous, too.
Yo, ladies, now listen. If you ever have a situation like this where y'all run into a killer on Tinder, don't worry. I'll save you.
We all there. All three of us gonna pull up. Don't care.
And nobody was able to reach her all day. And
what are you going to do, B-Rabbit?
I'm drinking a knife. Yeah, give me the screen.
Yeah, shut your goofy ass
Shut
up.
the
How you see a knife and say, hoo-yah?
was true even days after. It was like she disappeared off.
Damn, man, she was beautiful. Look at her.
Damn.
I used to have lips.
B-Rabbit, that's your type of woman. Listen,
Facts.
anybody watching this video right now, if you look like her, hit me up on Instagram so I can match you up with B-Rabbit, man.
The face of the earth. Her friends and family quickly reported her missing, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Jesse was recorded on CCTV out and about, going up and down the elevator, carrying cleaning supplies, and what appeared to be a suitcase. A suitcase with contents that would shock everyone to the core.
Now this nigga's wild,
And what's
bro.
even
Yo, he's bugging.
Now this nigga is crazy, bro. What's wrong with this nigga?
the killer had another date lined up, and if the
Another one?
cops don't intervene and arrest him quickly, this girl, as well as countless others, could fall victim to this very same man.
My thing is, right, here's the thing I don't understand, and I'm just speaking from the heart. I'm speaking from personal experiences. I get it. I know some guys that be fiending to link up shorty. So they might be like, oh, let's link this, let's link this. But they be fiending for the punani, know what I mean?
They want that. They want the punani.
He fiending to really kill. Like, he trying to kill.
He want the cookie.
Like, he not even trying to kill. He trying to kill.
He wants some buns.
Nah, he don't want buns. He want more than that. He
don't want no buns, nigga.
He on some Jeffrey Dahmer.
Word.
Tell me what happened last Saturday.
From the beginning?
Yeah. And he sound like
at 5:37 p.m. on December 1st, 2018, Grace, who just finished a backpacking journey from England to New Zealand, leaves her hostel to meet Jesse. Meanwhile, Jesse is having pre-date drinks at a local bar, downing several beers before the date begins. In fact,
God
as he
damn.
leaves the bar,
chill,
you can
gang.
still see at
He
least
gotta be
4
going
empty
through
bottles
something.
sitting on the table.
Here's the thing, right? He drinking all them bottles, and look how tight his
In
jeans
fact,
are.
as he leaves the bar, you can still see at least 4
This nigga
What's
just
like
mad tight.
What's that guy doing, man? He got the tight ass jeans.
empty bottles sitting on the
Yeah.
table. They meet in a popular spot where there's plenty of people, making Grace feel safe while she meets her date for the first time. But this will be a false sense of security, as Jesse has no plans to try anything untoward in public. He's going to wait until they're alone. Suspecting nothing, Grace accompanies Jesse to a bar where they drink together for over an hour before they head for a Mexican bar at 7:15 for more drinks, and yet another bar named Bluestone Room around 8:30 p.m.
So
This
you
will
just
be
going
where
from
Jesse
bars to
tries
bars?
his luck and
So,
sees if he
it's
can get a
like
little
prom
closer
makeup.
to Grace.
Niggas is
At
just bar
8:54,
hopping. Damn.
Word, like,
Wait,
Niggas just motherfucking bar hopping.
After 3 hours, we got our first kiss.
they share their first kiss.
Oh, they
Oh,
moving
shit.
fast.
he's not wasting no time.
This is when Jesse
B Rabbit, how he get more action than you, mother? He's a
Shut
serial
the
killer.
fuck up. Shut up. I can get action. You just gotta wait.
How long we gotta wait, gang?
Give it like 2 days.
Look
Look at the
takes a
action.
trip to the bathroom
Listen,
Like
whatever
shit.
girl you talk about, you better hope she know how to do this video.
and where Grace sends her very last message to anyone, telling her friends that it's going amazingly well and that she just clicks with him so well.
GG.
We just clicked.
Damn.
The fuck is he
You
on, bro?
cooked,
Game
buddy.
over.
She's
just
probably
clicked.
excited
That
to
sounds like
spend the
some
night
young
with a
shit.
man that she
That's
genuinely
the
likes.
last
She could have
night
had
she
no
gonna
idea
Damn.
Oh, D, man.
that instead, he was about to end her life in one of the most horrific ways possible.
Wait, he about to do it as soon as she got out the elevator?
The
He
next
goes
morning,
up.
Grace's phone
That's
starts
how
to
he
receive a ton of messages. It's her birthday, and there are plenty of friends who want to send her their best
that's
wishes. Each and
I
every
hope he
one of
ain't
these
bored,
messages
bro.
goes unanswered. The first
What
sign
the
that something is
fuck?
wrong is at 8 a.m., when Jesse enters the very same elevator, this time on his own, throwing the camera a suspicious glance. If you think he's just getting the birthday girl a morning coffee, then
Bro,
think
how
again.
he even get to kiss her with these skinny ass jeans on?
I'm trying to find out too.
Nah,
Like,
them jeans just tighter than a
Do I gotta up my
motherfucker.
drip or something?
how you not losing blood circulation, gang? What's going on?
Those jeans is so tight, it's like his legs is blue.
He didn't lose no blood circulation. What's going on, man?
And he got a small ass shirt on. This is
Nigga,
horrible.
he's strong.
Bad fit. Bad fit, man.
During that night, Jesse killed Grace by strangulation, and now he's going to try and do everything he can to cover up his crime, and he needs to do it quickly, because he's already got another potential victim lined up. By 8:07 a.m., Jesse is in town and about to start the
Oh,
most
he's
eerie
buying
shopping trip
suitcases?
possible. He starts at
He
the warehouse on
different. He
Elliott
crazy.
Street, where he buys a suitcase that he
He watched
plans
too
to hide
many
Grace's
movies.
body in. He checks out the width and depth of the suitcase to make sure it'll fit her, so he can dispose of her body before anyone can catch him. Then, 25 minutes later, he makes his way to another store, where he buys a number of cleaning products that will be used to clean up the murder scene. Then he returns to his apartment for a number of hours, reappearing at 10:42 a.m. before he jumps in a taxi and Apex car rental where he rents a
And
car.
he changed his clothes.
But it's what he does next that's truly shocking,
Hell,
and
with
puts
those jeans
pressure on
on
the
the
cops
foot?
to
Nah, this
discover and
nigga
solve
is-
his murder as
Hold on,
quickly.
wait.
That's truly
Hold on, wait,
shocking,
wait, wait.
and puts pressure on the cops to discover and solve his murder as quickly as possible.
What did you say? What
This
y'all say?
nigga's really on. Bro, this
I
nigga's
said,
really on some crazy
I
shit
said, how
right
you
now,
change
bro.
those jeans? What the fuck?
He really on some crazy shit. Like,
Oh, bro, how you
this
change
nigga is
those
really.
jeans?
What's wrong with this nigga, gang? I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying? How he's gonna get him off?
As
Nah.
Grace's
Like this-
body lies in the
Like, gang,
apartment,
like this nigga.
Jesse
like,
goes
it's
on
really
a date with a
premeditated murder. Like,
Oh, D, he's wilding, and he got a next victim.
premeditated. Like,
He got the next victim. Like, I don't get
Nigga's
it.
crazy.
He really trying to catch bodies.
Another girl he met on Tinder. Given that he has all the equipment ready to hide one body, it's speculated that he planned this to be his second victim of the day. As he arrives at the bar, Jesse is wearing exactly the same clothing that he wore the night before,
Oh my
possibly
God.
the same clothes that he wore when
He's
he
crazy.
killed
What the
Grace.
fuck?
We are not sure whether Kempson was as pushy in his initial messages to this girl, but what we
Shit, a little foul.
do know is that the conversation he
Damn,
struck
she
up with
bad.
her during the date not only
You don't
brought
even
up
see her
some
face,
major
gang.
red
How is she
flags,
bad?
it downright
In the back,
terrified
it was
her.
good.
Allegedly, he
Nigga's
wanted to
crazy.
talk to her about where to hide a dead
That's-
body from the
this nigga's
police.
crazy.
Right away,
Yo,
the
what?
date is over, and this girl's instincts
saying
may have
shit
just
as
saved her
fuck.
life. It's hard to imagine the horror that she would have felt when she learned the truth about the man she just walked away from. It's certain that he likely had the same fate lined up for her as he did with Grace. At 8:56 p.m., we
Oh,
can see
thank
Jesse
God she
carrying a
was
piece of
Another
equipment
one?
back to his apartment. More precisely, it's a carpet cleaner.
I'm about to
And
say, I knew I wasn't bugging. That's a carpet cleaner.
Fact.
How is he
Because
cleaning
he-
the carpet? How is he cleaning the carpet in a hotel?
For the blood, nigga. He gotta clean up the blood and shit, nigga.
But people allow other people to clean the rooms?
That's
The
what I'm saying.
carpet?
I mean, if you sneak this shit in, they not gonna know. Yeah.
That big ass carpet?
he's going to try and use that carpet cleaner to try and remove any trace of Grace's presence at his apartment. He's even got 2 bottles of cleaner in his hand, making sure he's got enough to get the job done. 30 minutes later, and we're greeted with the product of all his hard work. He's
my
about to
God.
try and hide the body.
Oh,
He reappears in
shit.
the elevator
Her
with a
body
trolley
is in a
carrying several
suitcase?
luggage bags,
Oh, it's
one of
more than
which
one?
is the
Yo,
suitcase that he
what?
bought earlier that morning.
Oh,
Nah,
you
he's-
saw the extra one?
He
Don't
crazy.
tell this nigga split her body in half, gig.
Nah, man. This is a school
Yo,
play.
this thing is crazy.
Way too heavy to carry, as inside is
Oh my
Grace's dead
God.
body. Of course, he can't walk through the streets with this amount of baggage, which is exactly why he hired the rental car. Minutes later,
Now listen here, you idiot.
this amount of baggage,
Yeah,
which is
he's
exactly
dumb.
why
That
he
nigga retarded.
Son just said he hired a rental car. Listen to this.
hired
That
the
nigga
rental car.
retarded, bro.
Just so he won't get caught.
Yo,
How you
what the
hire a
fuck?
rental car?
And he was a rental car?
Minutes later, he's loading the rental car with all of the baggage, ready to make the next move in his attempt to cover up this murder,
This guy's
hiding the
really
body in a
idiot.
place he
getting
thinks no
recorded
one
the
will
whole
find
time,
it.
you idiot.
The next morning at 7 a.m., Jesse buys a shovel.
Now
and
he bought a shovel.
Nah, this nigga's crazy, son.
This guy
This
about to...
nigga think. This
He gonna
nigga
put
think
the
he in a
bags in the
fucking
dirt.
video game. Like,
Yo,
So he gonna
son.
bury the luggage?
Yo, he really
he in
doing
a
his
video
yo.
game.
He really doing his daily objectives. Like he really trying to get out of this alive. Like
Oh, he's
For
burying the
real,
luggage.
like.
this
gonna
is
bury the
heads
luggage.
back to his
What the fuck?
apartment, where he collects some clothing to take to the dry cleaners, destroying more potential evidence of his crime. But
he a
he's
little
not done
smart.
there, as he stops off at a random trash can, tossing a large trash bag inside. Then Jesse takes his rental car for a deep clean, paying particular attention to the rear of the vehicle, where he had stashed the suitcase containing Grace's body.
Nah, this guy
And with
is
that,
crazy.
his work was done. For the next 2 days, Grace's
the
family and
fuck?
friends go through turmoil. Nobody has heard from her. She hasn't posted on any social media, and she isn't
What
answering
the
either of her
fuck,
2
bro? This
phones.
nigga
Her
is
family report her
crazy.
missing to Auckland police on December 5th. Grace's father, David, even flies to Auckland and makes a heartfelt appeal for his daughter's safe return.
Grace has been missing for several days, and as a family, we've been extremely concerned for her welfare. Do
this
anybody
is in the UK?
who's seen,
No,
spoken
New
to,
Zealand?
or come into contact with Grace, come forward and contact the investigation team.
With so much media coverage at the time, Jesse
Oh yeah, this couldn't happen in New York. This had to be in New
Hell
Zealand.
no, that
This
shit
can't
happened
happen
in New York.
around me, gang.
likely saw her father's appeal, and yet the family's pleas
What the
went
fuck?
unanswered. But Auckland police are about to use various methods to track Grace's last movements and find their main suspect in her disappearance. They're able to
Whoa,
trace his last movements
whoa.
and find their
This is the
This nigga.
this is
This-
the killer. B Rabbit. Why do you look like everybody that killed somebody, bro?
Yo,
What the
come on,
fuck?
what are you
Word,
talking
like-
about?
First,
you talking
first
about?
you
That's
look
not me.
just like Charlie Kirk Killer. Now you look like this guy. You just like every murderer. What? B Rabbit, are you trying to tell us something?
What?
Nah, yeah, you do look like the Charlie Kirk. So I ain't
B
gonna
Rabbit,
lie.
you trying to tell us
You
something,
do
gang? How
look
many
like
bodies you got, B Rabbit?
I don't know what you talking about.
Man, I wish I could see him, man.
main suspect in her disappearance. they're able to find out she was on a date with a mystery man, and after poring over hours of surveillance footage, they find the last person she was with, and track him back to his apartment.
Bartender. I never seen that.
At 3 p.m. on December 5th, the cops turn up at the City Life Hotel, but they almost miss their man, as he eyes them in the lobby when he approaches the front door. Jesse thinks if he casually strolls away, he won't be noticed. But these eagle-eyed cops don't miss a trick and quickly apprehend him before he can make an escape. At this point, the smartest thing for Jesse to do is to own up to his crime, maybe try to play it off as an accident, and face the consequences. But he's not going to do any such thing. In the interrogation room, he plans to lie his way out of this. But he's completely unaware that the cops have already seen every move from the night of the murder and have about as much evidence as they could possibly ask for. At the start of the interview, he has no reason to lie, as he's just recalling the events before the murder.
Tell us about Grace.
So I was talking to Grace on Tinder.
Yeah.
We'd matched on Friday. I saw that we'd matched the next day on Saturday. And then we met at Sky City. And then we decided that we were going up to Andy's Burger Bar, which is on the first floor.
Not long into this interview, Jesse becomes entangled in
Yo, who's watching? Yo, be ready.
My bad.
his first lie, as he claims Grace was the one pushing for a date, when we already know he was the one trying hard to meet Grace in their initial messages.
Whose idea was it to go to that particular burger place?
Me, because I didn't initially know that she was real.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of... So have you heard of catfish?
Nigga, what?
No.
So catfishing is where someone uses your profile or uses your photos and pretends to be you and then meets and you're a completely different person.
Right.
And it's on Tinder, it's all about the way you look. And so if they use more endearing photos, you're more likely to swipe for them.
Well spoken. Be rabid, bro.
Be rabid, bro. Go mute, bro.
Go mute, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is loud?
How does meeting in a public place sort of protect you from meeting someone who's not as good looking as...
Well, there's security there. So if she wasn't who she said she was, at least in my mind, I'd feel safe.
When Jesse is confronted with evidence from surveillance cameras, he continues to lie, digging a hole for himself that he's going to struggle to escape from.
No. I go down Victoria Street, straight down to the bottom, and then hang a left, and I head towards the viaduct.
You go to the viaduct a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've kind of walked in a bit of a funny direction if you were planning to go to the viaduct.
And she was planning to get crushed on her birthday.
That's OD, not gonna
She was
lie.
ready to get crushed. How she go to this hotel room that quick?
What's the direction I normally go?
Yeah. It's I mean, I'm just sort of saying, like, if you were planning to go to the viaduct.
I normally go down Queen Street and then cross at the bottom of Queen Street, go through the containers, and then walk along the wharf.
Yeah. Is there a particular reason you would kind of do that?
I feel safer down that way.
The cop obviously suspects something strange here. Jesse's behavior and responses don't seem to line up or make sense at all, and if Jesse is lying, it'll only take a good few questions to throw him off completely. So the cop starts to apply the pressure, sending Jesse into panic.
Actually don't know if she's been murdered or not yet. She may be alive and well.
Okay.
But she might also be dead. Okay? And it could be that you've done it.
Uh-oh. They owe you with those
He
skinny
about to
ass
start
pants.
panicking.
They
He
owe
about to
you
start
that.
panicking.
He picking up them skinny
Come
jeans. Them
lacking,
skinny jeans.
dumbass.
Yo, them skinny jeans can't go any higher. Why is he
About
trying to
to
pick them up?
start
Look, y'all.
panicking.
Look, y'all. Look how he trying to pick his jeans up. Look. These
Still wearing
jeans
those
can't
tight
go
ass jeans.
any
What's up
higher.
with you, gang?
Look at these. He just put it back where he was at. Oh, yeah, he's caught. You panicking already, buddy. You're done. He about to pee himself.
Hey, I just want to ask a question. Have I been arrested for something I didn't do?
You've been arrested, mate.
Oh,
He's not being arrested just yet, but Auckland police are convinced Jesse is either behind Grace's disappearance or is at least involved. And the more they investigate this case, the more evidence they find to suggest Jesse is the one responsible. It's not just the surveillance footage that helps solve this case. Remember the new suitcase and cleaning products Jesse bought the morning after?
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, they were all bought on Grace's credit card, as well as an
God!
Oh yeah, he's stupid.
He's
That
an
nigga's
idiot.
retarded. That
He's an
nigga's
idiot.
dumb.
Credit card. Does that not make
He's
sense?
cooked,
bro?
Dig. I ain't gonna lie, he's cooked. He's cooked.
Look
extra night.
That was
Look
the
at
fool we
this.
could have ever done. That was
Look at the
fool.
videos. He's
stay
cooked,
at the
bro.
City Life
Look at that,
Hotel.
Adam, man. Are
In
you
fact,
serious?
it's very possible he paid for his second date on Grace's credit card.
Oh
An
my
extra day at the
God.
hotel should give
Yo,
Jesse
he's
time to clean up the
tasty like
mess.
that.
But it's
crazy.
He snitched on himself.
Yo, this nigga is tasty.
You
What
did
the
it. He literally snitched on himself.
Oh my
Nah,
God.
we talking about,
Forget the
bro. This
snitching part. Listen to this.
In
is
fact, it's very
crazy.
possible he paid for his second date on Grace's credit card.
Nah, he's slob, mafia.
He's really slimy, bro.
Oh
Like,
my
what the fuck?
God.
He's grimy for that. He's on some other shit.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. He's like an incredible level of stupid. But that's, he a little dangerous, man. That's crazy.
Nah, he gotta be on the
You kill
spectrum.
somebody, then use their credit card, then pay for a date with their credit card?
Spectrum game.
I ain't gonna lie, I would not know how to react.
An
Man,
extra
throw this
day at the
nigga under the
hotel
jail,
should give
man.
Jesse time to
You
clean
gotta
up the
go.
mess. But it's going to take
He might
more
have
than
to
a
go under
carpet
the
cleaner to
ground,
get rid
man.
of
He
the
might have to go with
evidence.
the devil
When
himself.
police search his apartment, they
Go to
find
hell.
traces of Grace's blood. The credit card payments, the witness testimony, cell phone locations placing Grace and Jesse together, and the staggering detail found in the surveillance footage backed their suspect into a corner, and in his second interview on December 7th, they left Jesse no choice but to confess. A confession that would soon lead into one of the most interesting but troubling defenses ever used in court.
Started talking to me about 50 Shades of Grey, which is a sex fantasy movie that's out. We started having sex. At first it was just normal. It was very placid. And then she asked me if we could get into bondage. And then all I remember is falling asleep in the shower. I need to stop.
Wait,
go.
what?
Would you like some fresh?
What?
Did you say in the shower?
Why everybody try to use the
What the
Diddy
fuck?
excuse? But it's the problem, bro. Y'all be too freaky. Y'all don't need to be overly freaky, bro. Y'all just can't have regular sex.
Let me say one thing. Get this nigga the fuck out of here,
This is
please.
crazy.
Like, this nigga gave me
Honestly,
tight.
bro.
Yeah, please. I was in shock and I didn't know what to do. I went downstairs and I was just, I don't know, I was all over the place. I didn't believe what had happened. I was just terrified and scared. I thought that she had gone. I thought she had left.
Pathologist, specialist doctor will perform a post-mortem.
Yeah.
They're very skilled at establishing people's causes of death. Do you understand that?
Yeah, brother.
I went to
What a
the
dumbass.
warehouse at the atrium and bought a suitcase. I went back and I was just in shock
Now they
because
wanna
it just
blur
didn't
his
seem
face.
right. I left to go and get cleaning products. So I messaged a friend and said I'll meet you at Revelry. After finishing drinks with her, I got back to City Life. And the whole time I just kept saying, I'm sorry.
Now he wanna cry.
And then
Now this nigga trying to cry his way out of
I
this.
hate it.
This shit cooked, bro. This shit
the
cooked, gang.
thing,
You're going to jail, it's over.
and I put the suitcase.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
You're going to jail.
You're going to jail.
You're going to jail.
You're going to
You're
jail.
going to jail.
You're going to jail. You're going to
Damn,
jail.
damn,
You're
damn.
going to jail. You're going to jail, nigga.
This shit.
On top of the
Oh,
border
nigga.
thing, I drove the hire car into
Over there crying, man.
Wilson's car park and parked it. I woke up the next day at about 5 a.m. and drove the car out to Cumu at first. I picked up a shovel from ITM at Cumu. I ended up driving towards the Waitakaries. I went into the bush, I dug a hole, I went and got the suitcase and I covered the hole, and then I drove.
Where is her possessions?
I threw them in the rubbish.
Oh my God.
Whereabouts?
Albert Park, rubbish.
Right, so what items of her property have been disposed of in Albert Park?
Everything.
All of her clothing?
Everything that was in the room.
Whereabouts did you clean the car? The outside of the car?
I think it was in Henderson. I don't know West very well.
Okay. And what did you use to clean the car?
Water blaster thing from a car cleaning place.
Did she have any injuries?
Not that I can remember.
Bro.
I was just panicking.
Did you inflict any injuries on her that caused her to die?
No.
Did you kill Grace Mullane?
Bro.
Bro.
Oh my God, I hate idiots.
How's he lying even though he just snitched on himself?
Like he
What kind
just
of sense
snitched.
is that?
He snitched on himself, but then he don't want to snitch on himself all the way.
Like, this nigga is dumb.
You killed her, gang.
Like, you killed her, gang. It's over. Like,
No, man, you're going to jail, buddy.
like throw the white, like, just throw the white towel.
Like, bro, the guy
Throw the
literally
flag.
said
Wait,
they got
white flag.
post-mortem doctors who find out
Throw
how
on
she
the
died.
towel, bro. Throw on the white towel.
I
You're
ain't gonna
done.
lie. Maybe he just forcing the police to do their job.
Right, like, good man.
And you're under arrest for the murder of Grace Mullane on or about the 2nd of December. You understand?
Damn.
Did you intend to cause her death?
No.
Are you ready to take us to where she is?
The media called it the 50 Shades of Grey defense. The
What?
idea is that
50
someone may
shades? Oh my God.
No, that's crazy.
consent to
I ain't
being
gonna lie, that's
harmed
crazy.
during
Now they trying to
Taz
say.
always.
Now they trying to say she was too freaky, and that's how she got killed.
50 Shades?
Yeah.
They could just
intimacy,
say Grey, I
knowing
would've
the
lost it.
dangers involved. If they made no indication to stop, then it would be seen as an accident, and the person responsible shouldn't face a murder charge. But this defense has always been seen as more of a scapegoat, used by lawyers to try and get their defendant off with a lighter sentence, which in this case would be manslaughter. This doesn't change what happened after Grace's death, and the disturbing series of events uncovered during the investigation. From December 1st, the day before the date, all the way to December 7th, cops found Google searches made by Jesse looking for a place to hide the body. He'd also taken photos of Grace's
this
body
nigga
before
good.
and
He's
after he packed her into the
premeditated. It's
suitcase.
over.
They
He's
found
fraud.
Grace's body on December 9th,
fraud
2018
race,
in the
Buddy, you're
Waitaki
done.
Ranges
What were
just
you
outside of
doing?
Auckland. It was determined that she was
What
strangled
were you
and had
doing,
bruises on
man?
her
If
arms
you-
and chest consistent with being pinned
my
down.
God.
In New Zealand, there is no such thing as first-degree or second-degree murder. All charges are treated the same, carrying a life sentence. That meant there was
It's
no
over.
investigation
She's
into the
cooked.
premeditation.
He's
All that
cooked,
mattered
nigga.
was if Jesse
27 to
killed her or
life.
not.
That's all.
It was that simple. Jesse maintained his innocence, but was eventually
What?
This nigga's dumb.
Wait, I knew it. Because they keep blurring his face. If he is guilty, why are they blurring his face?
found guilty, and on February 21st, 2020, he was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years. After his trial, 2 more women came forward and claimed Jesse had sexually assaulted them after they met him on Tinder. He was found guilty on those charges as well, adding another 11 years to life.
Ugly ass.
Yeah.
Man, no wonder why you doing
Man,
stuff
you
to
gotta-
women.
Yo, tell this nigga to hell.
Yo,
bro.
B-Rabbit, I'm sorry for saying you look like him. You don't look like him. My fault. My fault, bro. But yo, YouTube, that's another one, man. Like, comment, subscribe for us, not this weirdo on the screen. All right, you heard.
Like,
Comment if you
him.
enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next
Alright,
video.
Deuces.
Peace.